We are feeling good today. We are feeling really good today, even though our lower thirds are not right. We're going to fix that up for you at some point in time. I'm going to learn how to produce here on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night here. We're going to figure that out. I'm not a newsmaker, and that's not Mary Ellen Spillman, and we apologize for that. I'm Zach Grady, the 2822 Sports Director. That right there is Elena Lucido. She is our 2822 Sports Anchor, and it's a bit... I'm sure you can tell why I'm feeling good tonight. Yeah. I'm not giving it away at all, am I here?
Oh, not at all. No, the hat, they can't see your shirt, but New York, what does it say? New York?
New York what? Yeah, Knicks?
Yeah.
Lots of gear as I made a chance to stop home and get my... Oh, there we go. Lower third is gone. I got one of them gone. We're figuring this out, folks. We're trusting the process. There we go.
It's all a process.
We'll fix it in the break. We'll fix it in the break. So yeah. Welcome in. We're having a great time. It's 2822 Sports Night. It's Pocono week here in NEPA. I got a chance to be up in Pocono all day today, so we're going to talk about that. I know Elena's been working hard today. We had breaking news out of the AHL today. Yeah, absolutely as well. We got a chance to, I know you got a chance to get an interview with an O'Reilly driver that we're going to be profiling tomorrow. We got the 4 things you need to know about Pocono. Plus, yes, if you can't tell by the hat that I'm wearing, the Knicks and the Spurs are tipping off very shortly. We also have the Crosscutters playing some baseball in the afternoon today. They had a day game, and the Rail Riders are in action as we speak. So a lot going on here in the NEPA. Yeah,
a lot going on, and a lot going on around the country, even internationally. World Cup's starting up soon. So a lot of exciting sports going on locally, nationally, internationally as well. I think the Knicks is a big one too tonight. They try and get redemption after, losing their first game. They won 13 straight. They lose their last game.
Well, I've been very adamant on my feelings and my thoughts on why that was the case.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you ruined the mood.
Yeah.
I said this on Monday when we talked about it. I said it on Tuesday when we talked about it. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with if you like him or hate him or this or that. It had to do with the fact that there was no block parties. There was no one outside the Garden. There was no music videos being shot like there was for games. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen those.
Oh
no,
my
but
God,
I've heard about
they're
them.
so good. There was 3 music videos shot outside the Garden during game 2. The vibes were just different in game 3. I know a couple of people who went to the game and they said it didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
It felt off. And like I said, it has nothing to do with the politics. It has to do with the Secret Service. It has to do with the hour and a half long wait that it took for people to get in. Mm-hmm. It had to do with the fact that if you got up to go to your seat to get a drink, you may not be able to get back depending on what his itinerary was. So again, nothing to do with that. Just the vibes were off. The vibes.
No, I totally agree. I think that, again, politics aside, when you shut down a lot of those parties, when that's a whole part of the feel of this, the Knicks being in the finals for the first time in so long. It's an exciting time when you kind of shut down those things and the vibes were down. And I think when he's in the building, again, politics aside, when you have a ton of people booing someone and the negative energy.
2 minutes of booze before the game starts. That's not what you need.
During the national anthem too, a time that's supposed to get you pumped up. I think that it's a vibe kill. Yeah. And again, I think we can not reiterate this enough. Nothing to do with politics. It's just the negative energy around the whole thing.
And there's so much pressure. There was so much pressure on the Knicks that night because it had been so long since there was a game in the finals in the Garden. And honestly, I think if game 1 was in the Garden and he was there, it would have been different. It was a weekend after winning 2 in San Antonio, winning 13 in a row. It was just a feel and a flow that just you don't want. It's superstition, like in baseball and anything. We talked about it. When a hitter's on a hot streak, he doesn't wash his underwear or football players will wear the same cleats or whatever it is. Just the vibes were off. The vibes were different, and the pressure was immense anyway, because it was like, hey, we're up 2-0. You know, the city's been buzzing. You know, let's get this win and we can sweep. So I mean, I'm nervous that the Spurs could take both of these games in Madison Square Garden. But that's how I felt yesterday. Although today, like, just in the last hour or so, I don't know. I got a little optimism.
Is he at tonight's game?
No.
Okay,
And there's parties outside. They've already reset up the watch parties. They've allowed people to congregate all around 7th Ave, all around 33rd. So I think it will be more jovial and more celebratory. And I don't know. I'm nervous either way, especially when you're playing the dirtiest player in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. And it's not like the Knicks had a bad game either. It's not like they had a horrible game, but
they had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, that's true. But they kept it relatively close. And so I think that they'll bounce back. I do think that they'll bounce back tonight.
I mean, they've been all close games. They've been competitive ball games. They've all come down to the fourth quarter. The Knicks have had leads in the fourth quarter and also have trailed in the fourth quarter. Same with the Spurs. I think the foul discrepancy in the last game, you know, was 24-8 in favor of the Spurs. When you're on the road, I mean, that's just I didn't understand it. And again, I subtly put it in there and you didn't react to it. Wemby is the dirtiest player in basketball.
Yes.
He's the dirtiest player in basketball. He punched Jalen Brunson in the head.
I did see that.
And it's the second time in this playoffs because he did it against Oklahoma City as well.
Yeah. And, you know, it's weird how the fouls didn't go, you know, like the Knicks' way. I know that was a big controversy after the game. A lot of fans really upset about that. But you have to be able to, like, I get that it's a high stakes series and, you know, you're fighting it out on the court, blood, sweat, and tears, but you got to be respectful and you got to play by the rules. Like, it's ridiculous to make it more physical than the rules allow.
It was a super physical game. I mean, even if you watch the replay of that foul by Wemby that wasn't called, that they looked back at and decided that we weren't going to issue him a flagrant, which how do you review it, see that he punched him in the head and say we're not going to give him a flagrant? If you watch that as well, just from the other side, Karl Anthony Towns is also getting mauled. Yeah. I mean, he's getting mauled by another Spurs player. And I'm all for physicality. I'm all for bringing back, you know, some of the things that like 90s basketball. But at the same time, and you know, I'm not a fan of James Harden and SGA and the way they play their game. But at the same time, a foul's a foul. You have to call the foul. And if it's on Wemby or not, if it's a flagrant, I just...
There was another one in, I don't know if it was game 2 or not, where it was a technical foul against Wemby and he got it.
It was a technical foul against Mitch, but Wemby didn't get
that's
one.
That's what I mean. He got to shoot it, but they were both going at it and he started it. So I was like, this is ridiculous.
If you're going to call it on Mitchell Robinson, then you have to also call it on Wembanyama.
Exactly.
Or you don't call it on either one of them. Yeah, no, we were talking about that last night too. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of been a theme like this. Again, he's a dirty player, but it's been a theme throughout this thing where it's like, okay, they were both involved in it too. Wemby started it, so it's like you gotta. It's not fair.
It's what I mean. Okay, the conspiracy aside. Oh well, you know they don't want Wembanyama to be ejected. He's the star. He makes money.
Yeah.
Sorry, like then New York money's bigger than San Antonio money. Yep. Like if the league's gonna help rig this thing, you would think they would want to rig it for, well, they would probably want to rig it so there's a sixth game at least.
Yeah.
I understand that. But I don't know. It's a frustrating feeling when you see the play and okay, maybe the ref missed it, but then they reviewed it and then the league reviewed it. And 3 different times you're not going to say that's a flagrant foul. It was a blatant push right in the head.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I think like fans are just going to get more. There was actually we'll talk about this later on, but in game 6 of the Calder the Eastern Conference final, one of the players did exactly that at Avery Hayes. He sticked him in the back of the neck, and he was like down for a while. They didn't call any fouls on it, and the whole crowd was going crazy. But it's just like, how do you not see that? Like, we saw it from the club seats from so far away. It's like, we obviously see it. How are you not? And
even at this point in time, if okay, you missed it, we have the technology to fix these problems.
And
now.
When you're saying they review it that many times.
Yeah. So, well, we're going to review some sponsors here. And that was a wonderful transition by Elena as well, because when we get back, we do have some news out of the AHL, not about a forward or a defenseman, but the star goaltender making some waves here in the AHL. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night here on the CTV app. Hey, we are back. It is WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. I'm joined by Elena Lucido this evening as we spent the first 15 minutes here listening to me complain. I'm sure you at home are loving all of that. But as I mentioned, you were working hard today. You had some big breaking news out of the AHL. Yeah. What's going on?
So Sergei Murashov, the Penguins goalie, was named to the AHL top prospects teams. Now, I'm just reading the email that Nicholas Hart, the media personnel for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, told me. So basically, the AHL top prospects team is comprised of 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and 1 goaltender projected to be the best future NHL player. So Sergei Murashov has been fantastic all season. And even though they didn't come out on top in that Game 6 and win the Eastern Conference final, or at least push it to a Game 7, he still had 37 saves in this outing. So he has just been one of the best in the entire league. And so a big accomplishment for him. I know the fans absolutely adore him there. I see probably the most out of any jerseys there are Sergei's, and they're shouting his name all the time, and they just love him. So big news for him. Again, he will most likely, I see him being in there in the Pittsburgh Penguins next year. And he's just 22 years old, ranked 3rd overall in goals against average and save percentage in this season.
Yeah, so you mentioned his performance in Game 6. Certainly the reason they were not successful in that game was not because of Sergei Murashov. Yes. I mean, he had 16 saves in the 3rd period. He had 9 saves in overtime. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, they held the Marlies to 1 goal for 60 minutes. I mean, at that point in time, unfortunately, he just wasn't getting the support that he needed from the offensive end. But yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, what that award is he's one of the 6 best players in all of the AHL, and he's the best goaltender in all of the AHL. And I think his time in the AHL is probably done.
I do too. And I think that one of the spots for Pittsburgh that they really do need is a good goaltender. And he fits perfectly for that.
He's going to be able to step up in. And I mean, I think maybe the Penguins make a move for a veteran goaltender who, not someone who's not necessarily Borowski out of Florida, who's going to likely be a free agent. But someone who necessarily will be able to come in and split time with Murashov and, give him a little bit of a mentor between the pipes up at the NHL level. Because as you mentioned, he's only 22 years old.
Yeah, I think that, to be honest, I think Pittsburgh needs some youth on their team. They're a very veteran team, and we kind of saw that contrast between them and the Flyers in the Stanley Cup playoffs in that series. The Flyers with a lot of youth on their team, and I think that was to their advantage. I think the Penguins kind of need to incorporate that more because, again, they're an older squad for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, as you mentioned that at the NHL level, you saw that necessarily the opposite there at the AHL level, where the Marlies, being the experienced team, were able to kind of right the ship and go on the road. And I mean, the Marlies won 3 of their 4 games in that series here in Wilkes-Barre. They won 3 of the 4 games in that series here in Wilkes-Barre. 3 road wins.
Penguins didn't win 1 home game.
No, all 1-goal games,
Yes.
2 of them being overtime games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the series could have went either way. Penguins lose 4-2, but again, all 3 of their losses here in Wilkes-Barre were 1-goal losses, and 2 of those 3 were in overtime. I mean, and that second game, that goal, whatever it was by Toronto, that Miroshov either got touched or it was a high stick.
Yeah,
whatever that was. I mean, that's just a funny bounce that, just went the wrong way for the Penguins.
That's just luck for Toronto's side. Like, there's really not much he can do in that scenario. I really don't think it's all out of his control in a way. And I think, it was controversial for many people. A lot of Penguins fans still think that should have been a non-goal. But again, there's nothing you can do about it. As Kirk McDonald said, that's just how it goes. And so...
But there's no way that... I mean, you're 100% right, and I'm not trying to...
No, you're good.
I'm just saying there's no way when that Marley threw that towards the puck that was his intention, or threw that towards the net that was his intention.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just trying to keep it in the zone, and
exactly.
It's just, it's tough. It's tough.
It's one of those fluky situations in which it just happened to go into the Marlies' advantage. But again, like you said, he's only allowed pretty much 1 goal besides this. It's all been decided by 1 goal.
Yeah. He had a great series.
Oh my gosh, he was incredible. And to do that against, like we said, a veteran Marlies team who's really talented, obviously, to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And
now the Calder Cup Finals.
Now, yes, exactly. So, to have that good of an outing against a really good team and in the playoffs to make it this deep in the series, he's been the biggest factor in all of these wins. They have a great offense and obviously defense too, but I think that he has been the key factor and the one that they can rely on the most. One of the players in the postgame said he was a world-class goalie, and I think that just sums it up perfectly. And to be so young and to be that accomplished is just a testament to him and, his talent.
Where do you think Wilkes-Barre goes from here for goaltender if Miroshov's not back? I mean, they had a decent 1-2 punch this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think the thing is, I think that they're such a young team that, again, I think they have to fill his place with somebody good. But I also think that they may not need to rely as much on their goaltender this year because I think that their offense and their defense, they're a young team. I think that they'll improve even more next year and be able to keep it out of the puck out of their territory and, tack on more goals and things like that. But again, I don't know. It's such a big gap to fill when you have somebody that you rely on so easily to have those saves and keep you in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of, I know we got a little bit of sound here from Sergei Miroshov. So
it's the whole interview we had with him after the loss, but he talks a lot about the fans and just he's very well spoken, just appreciative of this organization and his time here.
Well, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that I know what I'm doing and this is gonna work.
You're good. I have belief in you.
And hopefully the volume is turned up as well here.
This offseason, the Steelers added Jaquan Brisker and Jamel Dean to their secondary.
Nope, that wasn't it. That was last night's Jamel Dean and package. So we're going to get this figured out.
As we know, the NFL season is all year long. It doesn't matter.
Yes,
so
yeah. So actually, you know what? It is 8:22 here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get a break in. And when we do, we'll be right back. And we are going to get you that sound from Sergei Miroshov. We have his full interview. Plus, we may head to the NFL before it's all said and done tonight. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean,
so don't go anywhere. We're going to be here. Elena's coming back. I'm coming back. It's WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. Welcome back and welcome in. It is 8:25. It is WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. Lena Lucido sitting here to my right. I am Zach Grady, and we figured it out. I think we figured it out,
Yes,
right?
I think so.
But we're going to try again.
You did all the work. I
We're
have
going to
faith in
try.
you.
Glad one of us does. So we are going to try here. As I said, we have some sound from Sergei Mirashov. This is from after Game 6?
After Game 6, and it was
Okay.
kind of just his final thoughts on not just the game, but the season as well.
You know what? I've gotten a chance to talk to Sergei a couple of times this year, and for a goalie, he's actually a really great interview. And the only reason why I say that is because goalies are they're like closers in baseball. They're a little bit different. They're very coach speak, one word answers.
Yep.
You know, they just kind of do their thing, and even when they're playing really well, a lot of people don't even kind of go around them and do it. So
Yeah, I feel like that's like universal throughout like every sport. A lot of the goalies are just like that.
because they're on an island, you know,
exactly.
it's just them. So I think individual sports
Yeah.
tends to do that to people. So, but not Sergei. Sergei's
No,
a great
he's
interview.
so well spoken and just very nice person too.
So, all right. So let's cross our fingers and we're gonna see if this goes.
Sergey, obviously, tough in the moment, but what can you just say about this team, the way they battled, and obviously battled to the bitter end?
I've been saying the whole season. It's amazing group, and I'm so blessed to be here. It's like it's not about today. It's not about this game. It's about the moment we all came to this small town and went through so many challenges together, so many fun moments, and I think the main thing, there are no regrets. That we played for each other, great efforts even tonight, and I can tell that it's something what you're really grateful in this life. So obviously tough in the moment, but like looking back for the season, no regrets.
Just, I know, tough loss here in the overtime, but just what's going through your mind after the game is over there? Your teammates are all together on the ice. Is that just one final moment with the guys there?
I think it's just disappointment that it's all over. It's not like what could you do better. It's like it's all will come, and like we have so many time to reflect on that. But like I think the hardest thing that it's all over. Fans were amazing through these playoffs and throughout the season. It's been great. Like coaches worked so hard and helped us a lot on our way, guys, and all the stuff. It's I guess that's like the hardest thing. But at the same time, knowing this group, I know everyone will learn something from this time, from this lesson, and we'll keep going. Obviously, it's over for the season, but I'm pretty sure there will be another step up for everyone from this group. Just knowing everyone how they work, how they care, and what they're doing with their lives. So I'm proud of everyone and really blessed to play with everyone.
Sergey, you said everyone learned something. What did you learn?
It's not about losing the game. It's about not being afraid to play the game. It's not about dying in this life. It's about not living fully this life. And as I said, no regrets. And that's probably the main thing. That we gave everything we could. We did everything we could. We were not afraid to step for each other and going through so many challenges together, and it's precious. So I think, obviously, like I would have time to reflect on the season, on all the goalie stuff. But right now, I can tell that that season has been unbelievable, and I just enjoy all the time here.
You had a lot of defensemen go down in this series. What can you say about the guys that haven't played in a long time, kind of hopping right into games, battling in front of you? What can you say about the guys that had to step in this series?
Yeah, give a credit to all the guys who just stepped into the series and played really well. They brought that energy. We are the team who used most of the players in regular season playoffs, as I know. So it's been always like in and out for players, but everyone who put his jersey on, was battling for each other, and that's great. So I'm grateful for everyone, and obviously not easy. And again, give a credit to everyone and for guys who played through injuries. Nobody knows what's going on inside, and just like who was inside and knowing all the stuff, I would say that all the guys have courage in their hearts, and that's probably so precious in this life, just to live it bravely and keep it going throughout all the challenges.
So you and their goalie in the handshake line talk, for a little extended time. What maybe you were saying, what did you think of his play in the, you guys were matching save for save for almost the entire series?
He said I've been annoying throughout the series, but yeah, we got to know each other at the All-Star game, and he's a great guy. I wish best of luck for him, and just obviously when you're playing, you don't think who is against you. It's like it doesn't matter, but after the game, it's just like give a credit to his game and how he played, all his efforts, and. Again, just like I said good luck for the rest of the playoffs, for the final series. He said that, yeah, it's been a great time, great playing each other. But again, it's just all after the game, just respect each other, because what has happened on the ice, just left on the ice.
Obviously not the result you're looking for, but just looking back on your year, you guys had so much success. How proud are you of you guys and, all the accomplishments you've done, this season?
Yeah, we'll take a moment to reflect on all the success, on all the moments we can improve. But I think, again, the main thing, looking back, it was so much fun to come to the rink every day. It was so... it's such a blessing, actually, just to learn through that, just like grinding. When you don't really know what's the solution, but you come to the office, and like for me, for example, I come to the office to Kainer, our goalie coach, and we sat down and like, all right, let's figure out how we can be better. Or like it's these meetings with team and all the coaches when they like, all right, like let's get better, let's learn something, let's keep going, or just like going on the ice and like play the games, having fun. When someone blocked a shot, when someone scored, like someone said something, some joke, some whatever. It's just like that's the life, that's the moment. And I wouldn't say it was perfect. No, it wasn't. There were like tough days, tough moments. But we made it through, and unfortunately the season over early when we won it, but just all this stuff, how like we did from the rational perspective, we'll take a moment later and figure out. But right now I'm just happy that I was a part of this team.
And the fans here love you. They're always shouting your name. What does that mean to you, and how has that helped you throughout the season too?
Fans been great. It's obviously not a big town, and everyone just, I think, it's like dedication. It's just like everyone come to the rink, cheering, and I've never experienced something like that when the whole stadium cheering my name, and it's something where I'm grateful, truly grateful for everyone who supported us. It's like we became like a family, I think, with all the fans. So I would say thank you so much to everyone who supported on this way and was a part of this team. I hope everyone enjoyed this journey with us, because without fans it wouldn't be the same. So thank you to all of them.
Elena, I know you were there. You got to ask a couple of questions. We heard you on the interview there. What was the mood like of players as you were talking to them?
It was interesting because I think it was a mix of emotions. It was very, in a way, it was definitely, they were disappointed. You could feel it in the air. I think coach especially, because, I asked him a similar question. He told me we're going to process it the next day. Right now, we're just, really upset. And so as far as, like looking back on all the success you've had this year, he was like, I think I'll think about that in the next couple of days. But right now it's just, kind of
wasn't the result he wanted.
Exactly. And so, but both players, they interviewed Sergey and then Aiden McDonough, who scored the only goal of the game. And I think it was also sad in different ways. I think it was sad because they didn't win this game, but also their season's over. Aiden McDonough, this is a young team, but he's been on a couple other teams, and he said this is probably the closest one he's been on. And what's sad is that, you think you're going to be with these players forever, but the reality of the league is you go from different teams to different teams. So it's the end of the season and the success they've had this season, but it's also the end of, a lot of people's time together because people move on.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a completely different Wilkes-Barre Scranton team next year, depending on how many are called up, how many are moved. I mean, because they're good young prospects too.
Yes.
So, I mean, they could, be in the NHL next year, but just not in black and gold. I mean, depending on what the big club wants to do, as they still have, deals to try to work around Malkin and Crosby's, final years. And I mean, those two are still unbelievable talents, but, not necessarily the same skill level that they were in 2008 and 9 when they were winning Stanley Cups.
Yeah. And I think, like you mentioned, they have, and Kirk McDonald said this multiple times, but they have so many young prospects on this team that could easily be in the NHL next year. I think there's Avery Hayes, Owen Pickering, Dr. McGroarty, so many of them.
I don't necessarily think that we'll see any. I mean, and when the season starts, I don't know if Hayes, Pickering, McGroarty, or Mearshaw are on this team.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
How long is Bill Zana going to be on the team for either?
I know.
He was electric, but, it was a short spurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to see how he holds up over an entire season.
Yes, exactly.
And I got to see how people hold up over the next 2.5 minutes as we're going to go away.
Yes, exactly.
2 minutes, 10 seconds. We'll be back. WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. We are back. It is 2822 Sports Night here on the CTV app, on Roku, on Amazon, on Apple TV.
Yes.
Do you have any of those?
I think I have. Wait, Roku, Apple, and what's the other one?
Are you one of these people that has 9,000 subscriptions and
I
you
use
don't
my
know
parents.
Okay. So you don't need the Rocket app or whatever
No,
that you
no.
pay for to tell you you're paying for other things.
Yeah. No, I just use my parents' login information for everything. So I just
The joys of being youthful.
yeah.
Again, have you seen the commercials for these things? Like, download an app and pay for it, so we could tell you all the apps that you're downloaded
the
and
Rocket
paid for.
money. Yeah.
What's the point of that?
I know.
You're paying for another app, aren't you?
Exactly. You're paying for them to track your payments. And it's just to be fair, there's probably a lot of things that I'm subscribed to that I don't even know I am.
Yeah, but it's your parents, so it doesn't matter.
Yes. Well, there's other ones that I am.
Okay.
There's a couple newspapers here that I am. And then New York Times Cooking. I signed up one time and I keep getting notifications. I'm like, I need to cancel that because I never cook at home.
I would do that. New York Times Cooking, though. That sounds good.
No, yes. And I'm just really bad at cooking.
I also would love to go home and make a meal right now, but I'm going to make a sandwich because I'm lazy.
I feel like this is such a unique job where it's you get home at 12 in the morning. It's I don't want to cook anything.
I don't want to go to sleep. Yeah, I got home last night at 11:45. I knew I had to be up early to go to Pocono today, and it was nope, wide awake.
Yep.
Let me doom scroll for 3 hours.
That's exactly what I do. Because when you have a normal 9 to 5, you get home you have 4 or 5 hours to relax, wind down. Whereas I'm wired at 11:45, so I need to
And if I sleep all day, I feel like I don't feel good about myself if I sleep all day.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if okay, well, your day starts at 2 or whatever it is, it's yeah, but I got to get up at 8 and do things.
Yeah.
It's not like my day starts an hour
Exactly.
before. Yeah, you wake up
Yeah,
at
yeah.
9 a.m. It's like, oh, I got to be working at 10. No big deal. It's like,
Exactly.
it is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is. It's
I'm sitting here complaining about the fact that I had to wake up early this morning and go ATV riding at Pocono. What a tough life I live. What'd you do today? Well, I started the day at Pocono and went on some ATVs, and then I hung out in the media center and interviewed NASCAR drivers, and now I'm talking about sports for an hour. So I really have a tough life.
exactly.
And then I'm gonna go home and watch the Knicks and tell everybody it's for work.
It is technically though.
Yeah.
That's what I convince myself of. I'm like, I go home and I watch sports, but kind of my job.
Okay, let me ask you this, and you know, because I've had this battle, I've had this argument before with previous significant others of myself. I am going home to do work. Like, I mean, we have to sit here and know what's going on, and granted, I mean, we need to, at the level that we're at right now, it's more knowing what's going on in District 2 and District 11. You know, it's not like we're going home and watching SM. But yeah, no, like, we have to pay attention to what's going on in the sports world. And unfortunately, that happens at 7 o'clock at night. And it's a fight.
And sometimes it's going on early in the morning when you're watching the Open for golf, when you're watching the Australian Open for tennis. When you're watching,
that's at 3 in the yeah. How many times I've been up at? I specifically remember being up at like 4 in the morning watching Maria Sharapova versus Serena Williams, and it was like, what are you doing?
But it's things that we kind of need to and are expected to know. I know one of my really good friends, he's a big fan of Tottenham in the Premier League. He wakes up early a lot to watch those games, and you know, it's just sports is like, again, a world. Well, kind of transitioning into the World Cup, but it's a worldwide thing. And again, this is our job. We're supposed to know like a lot of local things, but here we are talking about the Knicks, the World Cup, things like that, and we're expected to know it. It's our job.
The World Cup is going to be local. We got the Scranton fan zone coming up, and I mean, there's games in Philadelphia. Listen, I mean, I know the Knicks aren't local, but it's the biggest story in sports at the moment across the board. And listen, I will say this, as a New Yorker, as a Knicks fan, after I want to say game 4 maybe of the Cavs, when they had clinched or whatever it was, we ran a news story on it. I didn't suggest that. I didn't say, hey, let's talk about the Knicks. We ran a news story on it. So clearly it's going viral.
Yeah, and a lot of fans here are New York fans. We have a lot of Yankees fans here. We have, Mets fans here even. I think, again, because the Rail Riders are their affiliate.
Well, no, you know what? And people say this, and I agree with you 100% there. But people say this all the time. New Yorkers travel well to road games. No. New Yorkers live all over the place. They leave New York, but New York doesn't leave them necessarily.
Exactly. And, again, there's a lot of Giants, Jets fans around here too. So again, we're only 2.5 hours from the city. So again, we're really
close to the city as we are Philly.
Exactly. That's so true. And so we're closer here than we are Pittsburgh. But you know what? It's funny as you say that though. The only fan base New York fan bases don't travel well. They're just in every city, and they're super vocal. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they travel. They go all over the country, and they are. I mean, again, there's that argument of who's America's team. The Steelers are probably America's team. They're not. I'm a Cowboys fan. They are not. I will stand on that.
I forgot. They beat you in a couple of Super Bowls to become America's team back in the 70s. That's where that comes from.
Nope. I don't want to talk about it.
You weren't alive in the 70s.
I know, but
listen, when Drew Pearson dropped that ball in the end zone, you were not alive for it, so you're okay.
I was not alive, but
I may not be alive if the Knicks lose tonight. Oh my God. I keep checking. They haven't started yet. If you guys are watching at home and you're wondering why every once in a while, like Sergei Mirashov pops back up, or like during the break, all of a sudden the Sports Night theme is going, it's because I'm trying to refresh my other browser and I accidentally hit the OBS, the studio browser. So I'm trying to hit refresh on the Knicks game, 2 minutes in, and I want to know if it's 2-0 or 2-2. Yeah, so that's all studio error there.
No, it's hard when you have two monitors that you press one button and then it does something on the other one. I had that problem a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and it's not like, we're doing a live television show.
No, not at all. Not at all. Nope.
We were supposed to talk about the World Cup.
We were supposed to talk about the World Cup.
World Cup starts up.
It does.
Yes, just a couple of days.
And it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
I love that it's in the U.S. this year. The fact that they have so many events all over the country too is really exciting. Dallas Cowboys fan, AT&T Stadium has a couple, and they're going to have more of like the closer matchups later on, I think, when it becomes like knockoff games.
Well, no, the big stadiums here in the United States, MetLife, the Link, AT&T, those are all the big games at the end of the brackets. Yeah. So listen, we're getting to the end of the show. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get our last break in here. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the two big events that are coming up here this weekend, the World Cup, yes, and Pocono as well. So don't go anywhere. 28-22 Sports Night coming back in just a couple of moments. We're just coming in hot here, Elena. We can't get the transition to work.
That's okay.
Just
I was
coming
looking
in
at
hot.
the Knicks score right now. Spurs.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. I just looked at it. I don't want to look at it. I know it's early. But
I'll only mention it if they score like 14 in a row.
No, I mean it's early. It's early. I can't stress about it, but I got to go see what the flow of the game is like.
Exactly.
And apparently there's no watch parties. I was just reading an article on ESPN that the NYPD shut down all of the stuff outside.
Come on, that's not fun.
Yeah, I was watching some videos of some Spurs fans leaving Game 3 though and getting assaulted. Yeah, like there was people. It was not safe for people to be wearing Wemby jerseys and leaving Madison Square Garden.
I actually have a funny story. My sister goes to UPenn, which is obviously right in the heart of Philly, and we're all Cowboys fans. So one time, she has a ton of Cowboys T-shirts, and she would wear them to class. And one time, her professor pulled her over, and she's like, for your safety, I need you to not wear that, because she walks to class, and she was being so serious. She was listen, they will assault you.
There are a few fan bases that is 100% true, and I'm not trying to take shots at Philly, but Philly's one. Back in the day in Oakland, you couldn't wear to the Oakland Coliseum to an Oakland Raiders game.
Yeah.
You could not wear the other team.
That's crazy.
It was bad. You could not wear something else to Oakland. I know down in DC, actually, there's one part of the parking lot outside of FedEx that they say don't walk past that if you're from a visiting team.
Yeah.
It used to be, even when I went out to Buffalo, it wasn't I used to go
Buffalo's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I used to go to Buffalo all the time when it was Ralph Wilson, when it was New Era Stadium, wearing Jets jerseys, and it was never a problem. And this wasn't because the Jets were terrible. This was back when the Jets were actually good, too. And it was never a problem. But the last couple of times that I went, I did not feel safe wearing that type of stuff. It just seems that people have forgotten how to behave in big, crowded environments.
Yes. And my dad went to a Bills game when they were playing the Cowboys, and obviously they have history with the Super Bowls in the 90s.
It used to be you could go, and Buffalo was one of those places that, they would rib you, but it would be a good, it was jovial.
Fun banter. But my dad said, he's like, I wouldn't bring a kid there. People were getting arrested before the game started. People were throwing beer at other people who were wearing, my dad didn't wear Cowboy stuff, and but it's just unfortunate too, because it's sports. It's supposed to be fun. Some people just take it to an extra level that does not need to be needed. And then of course it's going to kill the fun of not having watch parties and stuff. It's can we just behave and have friendly banter? I remember going on a plane to go see a Cowboys game, and at the time they were the Redskins, but the Commanders, and we were having friendly banter back and forth. And they were so polite about it, and it was fun. But when you take it to that next level where it becomes violent, that's not okay.
And it doesn't. Listen, there's plenty of times where I've been somewhere and I mean, I'm sure anyone who spent $50,000 to go to a Knicks game didn't want to hear the Spurs fan next to him cheering and yelling and screaming and all that stuff. But at the same time, y'all got to go to work the next day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we all got families to go home to, and
Exactly.
but I mean, I know, listen, we're talking about it now in this regard, but this is going to be an issue, especially as well as the World Cup goes on. I mean, soccer is notorious for the hooligans in this regard. And the way that, unfortunately, the temperature of our society is right now, it doesn't feel great.
I know, it's unfortunate because it's supposed to be and kind of like the Olympics too, where it's a world event where all these countries are supposed to come together in unity.
How excited it was when the U.S. and Canada and Mexico won the bid?
Yes.
The optimism, the looking forward to. What happened to all of that?
It's just, there's so much political divide, not just in our country, but over the world. It's just so tense right now at this point.
People booing unity. Like, how can you boo unity?
Exactly. And it's sad because, again, it's supposed to bring the worlds together.
Yeah, the World Cup is supposed to be the world's game to bring the world together.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's sad about this, and it's tough, because there's something like 180,000 tickets still available.
Yeah.
You priced out people who love these teams. Like, the joy of soccer always was that it's the world's game because anybody can play it. All you need is a ball. It wasn't the rich person's game. But at least here in this country, if you want to be good at soccer, you better be rich, because travel teams, AAU, youth programs, private coaches. Soccer's not cheap anymore here in the United States. And to go to a soccer game here, whether it's the U.S., Canada, or Mexico, people can't afford it.
Yeah. It's sad.
This was supposed to be such an exciting year. And the way that the U.S. had played, like, this was supposed to be the culmination of soccer in the United States. And just doesn't feel like it's going to be that way.
It doesn't feel as exciting as I thought it was going to be, like you said, when we got the bid. It's supposed to be like a really fun event. Again, like, I get into soccer when it's the World Cup. I get invested in it, and especially the fact that it's here in our country, but it's also, again, so politically divided. Some countries may not feel safe coming here, and it's sad, honestly.
And some countries don't agree with our politics in some regard, and they don't want to play. There's countries that have requested to stay in Mexico or play in Canada, or, don't want to play in this city or that city. And it's just, that's not what the World Cup is supposed to be about. That's not what the Olympics are supposed to be about. That's not what these competitions are supposed to be about. And the same thing, they're supposed to be where I've been, and we're going around. Look, I've been a Knicks fan my whole life, but I realize now I will never, ever, ever go to a Knicks playoff game because I can never afford that ticket.
And it's really sad. Like, it is. And kind of can be translated to artists and stuff too. Some people,
we're running out of time. Let's end on a happy note as we've depressed you here at 9:00. Pocono. Tune in tomorrow. We get you ready. Pocono on Friday. We're live for 2 hours out there on Friday, live on Saturday as well. We will see you later. This has been 2822 WBRE WYOU Sports Night.